a child with lots of love. Lots of love, lots of love, lots of love, lots of love.
Hi everyone, it's me, Sukai Todd, and this is my review for WandaVision Episode 4. Per usual, these are all my opinions, so take what you want, leave the rest, and you do not have to watch this video. This does contain spoilers, so just keep that in mind. And finally, if you think WandaVision is woke feminism, too woke, too blah 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 blah, please exit this video now. You have 3 seconds. Bye, thanks for watching. Okay, for those of you who chose to stay, let's get into our individual characters. And I apologize if I misspelled Agent Wu's name. But yeah, I know he's played by Randall Park and Captain Monica. Let's get into it. So Captain Monica has just been blown out of the hex by Wanda, and we get a recap of how that happened in episode 4. Captain Monica first finds the hex after being grounded by Agent Hayward, which we'll get into, per her late mother's request. And we find out that she's investigating an anomaly in the city of Westview. This town that apparently didn't exist. Which further proves that WandaVision is definitely not what it seems. And the reason I'm calling it a hex is because that's what Dr. Darcy called it. So there's that. But yeah, Agent Wu and Captain Monica Rambeau, they go to the hex where they put a drone in, and it seemingly disappears. However, once Monica tries to examine what happened with the hex, or what happened with the drone that went into the hex, which we saw in episode 2, we saw a miniature version of that drone in the bushes, in Wanda's rose bushes. So if you didn't already know that, now you do. Please ignore the cars zooming in the background. Sorry. These freaking cars. Anyway, but my main point is that Monica is studying what's really happening. So, Agent Hayward, I'll have to edit the name, and Dr. Darcy. It was so fun seeing Darcy return after seeing her in the Thor trilogy. And was she in Iron Man? She was in the Avengers, the first few Avengers movies, if I remember right. But yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, seeing Dr. Darcy return, that was fun. Love Kat Dennings. She did a great job being her Kat Dennings self. And I thoroughly enjoyed Dr. Darcy, especially because she quickly picked up on the fact that the universe created a TV show with 2 Avengers. Yeah, pretty much. Like, it was great. And I do have a critique about Dr. Darcy that I will get into, but when it comes to Agent Hayward, he seems a little bit evil. Just, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, even though this is a spoiler review. I don't want to spoil everything in each review. Because if you really want to watch WandaVision, I do highly suggest it. But these are spoiler reviews. But yeah, Agent Hayward, he seems a little righteous, you could say, and not in the best way. I guess self-righteous would be a better word, but he seems a little too good to be true with how good guy he is. Quote unquote good guy. And he's very clearly, he's up to something. I think that's made very clear from the get-go. Especially after grounding Captain Monica Rambeau on the ground to find out what's happening at Westview, and then trying to prevent her from going back into the Hex. Which, side note, Darcy tried to prevent that as well, but you know. But yeah, Dr. Darcy, love her. She's great. Two Broke Girls needs to come back. Just my opinion. It was canceled due to misogyny. I said what I said. But yeah, Agent Hayward, he seems a little bit like he might be a secret bad guy, which is another TV trope that I feel like is a brilliant one to parody. Because it's not even satirical. It feels very parody-like, which satire and parodies are similar, but they are not the same. And through Dr. Darcy's investigative abilities with finding TVs and such, we find out that Vision, Wanda Maximoff's husband, is not actually what he seemed to be. Vision has been, unfortunately, resurrected. So that's not too good. And Wanda Maximoff actually, in I believe it's episode 6, we'll get into that. Wanda Maximoff seems to have stormed the Sword headquarters where both Agent Wu, Dr. Darcy, and of course Captain Rambeau works. So she seemed to have, whether unintentionally or not, resurrected Vision, which goes against his own will after the events of Endgame. So Vision, well, not a ghost and not technically a zombie, because he's he's a robot. But yeah, Vision is alive, but not exactly the way he wanted to be. He is very different from the Vision in the Ultron and Avengers series of movies, but his love for Wanda, I think, is something that remained the same in both Age of Ultron. Well, not Age of Ultron, but kind of. Both in the Avengers movies and, of course, in WandaVision. I think his love for Wanda is part of what kept him going in the Avengers series of films. And also, Paul Bettany's just a great actor. Who doesn't love Paul Bettany, man? Who doesn't love Vision? It's not like we were born yesterday. Anyway. If you know, you know, Age of Ultron fans. But yes, Vision has been resurrected by Wanda. And we'll get into more of that in episodes later. But for now, Captain Monica Rambeau has gotten into the Hex. And we're getting into how she got out of the Hex. And what my critiques are with Dr. Darcy. So Wanda Maximoff is definitely not the loving mother of two that she seemed to be at first. Not saying she doesn't love her children, because we will definitely get into that in the Multiverse of Madness review that will come up shortly after these WandaVision reviews. I am not going to get any sleep, am I? Anyway, point remains. Wanda Maximoff relationship with Captain Monica Rambeau seems to have taken quite the turn, because once Captain Rambeau is blown out of the Hex, it's made clear that she is in a very different place. And at the end of the scene, and at the end of the episode, she actually says something right as the song for the end of the WandaVision piece or part of the episode plays. She says something that makes everything very clear and very frightening. Captain Monica Rambeau says, after she's found, that it's all Wanda. It's all Wanda. My main critiques of WandaVision episode 4 are the same critiques I had when I first saw it. Because I've seen it at least 3 times now. But my main critiques are the same. Why Darcy spilled the ramen, man? Some of you might find this critique silly, and I understand. I get you. But, like, we don't waste ramen in my house. Like, ramen is a gift from the gods. We do not waste ramen. It is noodle gold. I'm sorry. I love a cup of ramen, and seeing it on the floor, it just broke my heart. That was a true heartbreak for me. I know some of you are going to be like, how much ramen did you eat in college? I refuse to answer that. But, and what makes you think I only ate it in college? I ate it after college, too. But yeah, that's my big critique. Seeing the ramen wasted, I was like, ugh, Darcy, I love you. Why you break my heart like this? Why are you breaking my heart with this ramen wasting? And the thing is, they probably shot that multiple times, so that's multiple cups of ramen being wasted. And yeah, I know ramen isn't expensive and it's just a college kid's lifesaver meal, more or less. I'm speaking from experience, but like, I'm not okay with Disney Plus wasting ramen. I love Wanda, I love WandaVision, but no. That's my big critique on WandaVision episode 4. I know it's not what you may have been expecting, but yeah, we shall not waste ramen. Commandment 1. So after we've established the 10 Commandments of Sukai. Kidding. Okay, so my first watch versus my current watch. Current watching of episode 4, I think I was much more enthralled in this watch that I've had of episode 4. It was a lot more intense than the first time I watched it, and it made a lot more sense the current time that I watched it. It was like, oh yeah, I get it. Like, it clicked much better in the current watch that I'm having of WandaVision. So episode 4, in retrospect, it's a great way to not just foreshadow what's happening, but explain why there's an interruption in the regular programming. And I love the use of the fact that they're saying we interrupt this program as the title. I think that's genius, along with the amount of love that was put into the lore of WandaVision. And the use of the now 1960s, late 60s era of television that we're in, almost 70s. Bordering on 90s-ish, if I dare say so myself. 70s/80s, getting into the 90s a little bit, which we'll get into with episode 6, the Halloween Spooktacular. Boy, do I have thoughts about episode 5 and 6. But yeah, let's get into the next part of this review, which will be my final thoughts. But I just want to say, as always, these are my final thoughts. These are my opinions. They're all subjective. You don't have to agree. If you see something in the show that's great that I didn't, feel free to comment below. If you see something that wasn't as great, comment below. Play nicely though, because I've worked very hard on these reviews, and it takes a lot of energy to create this type of review series, because WandaVision is literally 9 episodes. We need season 2. But yeah, we also need Vision Quest, but that's for another video. But yeah, these are my thoughts, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, my biggest critique for episode 4 has been, and always will be, no waste ramen. We do not waste the ramen here. So now on to my conclusion of WandaVision episode 4. So my final thoughts on WandaVision episode 4 for the rewatch of 2024, it was a great episode. It put a lot of things into perspective, and I really enjoyed it. It really showed the dark side of WandaVision really well, and I'm glad that it did. It puts a lot of what we've seen in the story so far into perspective, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I also think Captain Monica Rambeau is one of the best characters in the show. as well as Agent Wu, and I'm sorry if I misspelled his name. I also think that it gives a much clearer image of what Wanda is doing. But these are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Comments are strictly moderated. Thank you for watching. Um, have a great day whenever you see this, or night, or evening, or morning. Thank you for watching, and bye for now. Stay safe.